Hey guys, it's Rihanna here, and today we'll be recreating one of my all-time favorite makeup looks, Rihanna's Wild Thoughts makeup look. If you want to look fancy like Rihanna, make sure to watch my video. So I'll be starting with a Makeup Forever Skin Equalizer Primer. It is hydrating, so that is something that I really like. It says it's a base hydrating primer, so definitely what I tend to go for, more than like matte looks. I don't add primer every time, but I moisturized not necessarily a couple of minutes ago. I usually do my makeup right after I shower. I already showered a couple hours ago, so I do like adding primer when I don't add moisturizer. But if I have moisturizer, I kind of do let that just be my primer for the look. Alrighty then. So we will be going into the eyes, and we will be priming them with some concealer. I'll be using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealer. And I really like this concealer. It really matches my skin, and it's creaseless, so I don't have to set it, which I really like. So for today's look, we will be using Fenty's Moroccan Spice palette, because I have a feeling that's the correct green that Rihanna's using on her eyelids, which looks amazing. We're going to start with the little base. We'll be using this beautiful rich tan color, and it will just be putting it all over the lid. So I'm using a big fluffy brush because I'm not necessarily trying to be too precise. I just want to make sure that I have that beautiful rich brown all over the lid. Basically blend, 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 blend your heart away. So basically this is the moment where my microphone for some reason decided to stop recording audio. So I apologize for that. Also, I promise I did a mic check. I can prove it. Audio check. 1, 2, 3. Audio check. So now that I have embarrassed myself, we can continue with the tutorial. Right now I'm showing you that we are going for that beautiful brown all over the eye, and having that clean distinction between the brow bone and the eye. So we're going for that halo effect, and we're going to want this brown to show up behind, haloing the green bluish color that we'll be putting all over the lid, that beautiful rich color that we all know and love from the Wild Dreams makeup look. So now guys, I am using a flat brush that I previously wet, and I am putting the blue all over my lid. I am making sure to press it rather than just wiping, but I am putting it all over the lid, kind of drawing it out, carving out the shape of my eye in blue, and then we will be using a blending brush later to make sure that it's not a very sharp edges, but rather we want that beautiful blend. So now I am using a blending brush that I dipped in that brown, and I am blending away. I want to make sure that the edges between the blue and the brown look beautifully blended, not like I said, we don't want anything sharp. We want to make sure that it looks faded, and again with that haloing brown effect that I mentioned earlier. Find it that it's easier to hold the brush closer to the bristles for a little bit more control. And again, the more you blend the better. Just keep at it for a little bit. Of course, when you're using dark or bright fun colors, you always have some fallout or a little bit of a mess. Nothing that our makeup erasers can't fix. We love those wipes. But again, if you wet your brush, whether you use a setting spray or some water, wetting your brush is going to help prevent some fallout and is going to intensify the pigment. So that's always a great tip. Here I'm grabbing a clean brush and I will be adding a nude or neutral color that kind of matches or highlights my eyebrow bone, and I will be just blending it at the top. I really want to make sure that it blends with that brown and it creates that transition, and I just blend. Here I went back and I grabbed my little brush and I added a little bit more brown in that halo area. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't lose that beautiful brown creeping behind the blue, and just added a little bit more to make sure that it's looking nice and halo-y. Next, I grab that deep dark blue shade and I decide to apply it on the corners and the edges and the crease of the eye. Just make sure that you blend it, add towards the lashes, and again, the edge of the eye. Next, we're going to add that white sparkly shade on the inner corner and towards the middle of the lid, because I see in the picture of Rihanna's makeup that she has a lighter shade of the same blue. So what I'm going to be doing is adding that white and then some blue over it so we can have different tones of that blue. So again, we'll be adding some white to highlight and lighten the inner corners, but again on top we'll be blending a little bit more blue and not keeping that white on the top of the lid. With a clean, teeny little brush, I am adding a little bit more of that white shade that we used on the inner corners of my eyes and just on that little edge between the eye and the nose bridge to just highlight and kind of simulate what Rihanna's inner corners look like. They have a lot of highlight, the brow bone as well. She just has a lot of sparkle and light shaded glitter in those areas. So here I am just trying to clean up my mess and simultaneously highlight these areas. Next, I'm using a thin flat brush to eyeline my lower lashes. I'm trying to add some of that blue and brown and just keep the light going, the line going of the eye. Rihanna has it very smudgy under her eyes. She has both the blue and some eyeliner, so I follow this by putting eyeliner as well on my inner waterline. we are also smudging some of the eyeliner on the top or lash line, and not using a marker to like truly define a line, but just smudging that area. Just truly going into the lashes, nothing more, not trying to create a line, but just trying to deepen that area. Next, we'll go to concealer. We'll go back to finish the eyes later, but now we're going to use our beauty blender and truly clean out and conceal the under eye area. I really like to take advantage of the shape of the beauty blender to truly carve out and create those straight lines next to the eyes for this smoky eye look. Next, we'll be using OFRA's Madison Miller collab. Well, we'll be adding some highlighter to the inner corners and under eyebrow areas. Again, Rihanna has a lot of highlighter going on there, and we just want to make sure that we have those areas popping. Next, we'll be using my beloved Pro Filt'r Hydrating Foundation by FENTY and just adding foundation to our face. Now I am making sure that I curl my lashes, and then I'll be using my Monsieur Big Lancôme eyelash mascara for big and bold and voluminous lashes that complement this look without the need of using falsies. Then we'll be going to bronzer. I'll be using Fenty's Cheeks Out bronzer and just bronzing up my face a lot. I'm bronzing up a little bit more than usual, but this look is kind of glam and I was going all out, okay guys? Make sure to always add some bronzer on your forehead, on your cheeks, always going upwards so it doesn't bring your cheek down, but it lifts it, and also your jawline. Kind of think of a 3, but don't just go on your cheeks, but make sure to really blend it also on your hairline, your forehead, and again, just think of that 3 shape. Add a little bit on your nose so you look like you're actually real suntanned. Then for blush, we will be using as well our Fenty Cheeks Out blushes and Petal Poppin', and just adding a little bit of pink in our cheeks, a little bit of flush. I do enjoy also adding a little bit of that pink onto my nose and the bridge between my cheeks and nose, just to look a little bit like I am flushed or the sun made me slightly pink. Now we're using our Cover FX highlighting drops, and I will be using that for highlighting the tops of my cheeks and the eyebrow bone area and nose and upper lip area. Since we are channeling our bad girl Riri, we will be also topping it off with a BECCA Champagne Pop highlight to truly add another level of highlight. First we use the drops, now we top it with a powder. I will be able to shine like a diamond, Riri would say. I'm not sure what I'm saying here, but I thought you guys deserved to see this bit. As you can see, it truly lightens my heart to see that highlight is so juicy, so wet, so sweaty, so glossy, so beautiful. Yes, it just truly pops. And if you're looking for a great highlight duo, I could not recommend this enough. And now, last but not least, we'll be using the red lip. I am using a bright red lipstick, a small Clinique trial size lipstick in a really bright red, and it is the closest match to the red lips that she's wearing in my collection. As you can see my face, red lipstick can be a challenge, but nothing that we can't accomplish. Just try to hold your hand as steady as you can. You can also use a brush if you feel more comfortable. And another tip is using a Q-tip to clean any excess or any mess. Okay guys, so as promised, I brought you guys outside so you would take a look at the finalized look. I would personally pair it up with a nude, but as you guys know, our girl Riri is a bold one, and of course she paired it with a beautiful bright red. But here is the finalized look. If you guys like this look, please give me a thumbs up and a follow if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. This is definitely a fun, bright, glam look. Not for every day, but fun for a pick-me-up, and definitely something to bring back when we're out of quarantine and we can go dress up and look fancy again. But who says we can't look fancy at home?